But Trenton, it's probably time to go to the news, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
And that news is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Eagle Mortgage knows mortgages. They've been in the mortgage business for more than 30 years. Holly Schneiderwind and her team over there really take good care of people who are going through one of the most complicated and stressful processes of their life, buying a house and financing it. Well, if that's you or you're thinking about it becoming you sometime soon, one of the first things you want to do is talk to one of the mortgage brokers over at Eagle. And they can help you. It doesn't matter whether you're going to go conventional, if you're going to do the FHA VA route. Any of those are fine. And you can talk to them virtually over the phone or in person. Their office is at 114th and Davenport. You can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, the big news, Trenton, is that we have our very first edition of Grow Omaha Eats with Sarah Baker Hansen, our new Grow Omaha restaurant reviews that came out on Thursday afternoon. And the first restaurant reviewed was Koji. Great, fun to read review. And you can find that review on growomaha.com by clicking on Eats, E-A-T-S, in the navigation bar. And of course, Trenton, if people don't get the newsletter, because the reviews are always in the newsletter, you can sign up for it at news@growomaha.com. But it just seemed natural for us to start working with Sarah to bring restaurant reviews to our listeners and our readers, because we talk a lot about restaurants.
No question about it. And she was in the Omaha World Herald for 8 years. You didn't see her picture in there. She's kind of incognito. And she is an incredible person, but also an amazing food critic. She knows the culinary arts. She knows all the contacts in the industry. And very excited to have her as part of our team and be in the newsletter. She has her own blog as well, and it's good to see her getting the exposure she deserves.
That's right. So Koji is the very first restaurant review for the new Grow Omaha Eats with Sarah Baker Hansen. Now, we're going to do these not every week, every other week. So the next one will be coming out on June 16th, and we'll see what she reviews on that date for review number 2. Well, we sometimes like to share some national real estate stories with you, and we do that by looking at CoStar. CoStar is a data and analytics company that covers the commercial real estate industry, provides information for brokers and developers and investors. And there was something on CoStar this week that caught my eye. Trenton, did you realize that Sears is still around?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. They're closing a bunch of them, though.
Yeah, roughly 90 Sears hometown stores across the U.S.
They're following Kmart's lead.
Set to close. Yeah, and I find it amazing how long some of those chains that are clearly in decline will hang on and linger. Like there were, up until just this year, a couple of Kmart still in a few random places.
Iconic, but yeah.
And then there was a Blockbuster video store or two that lingered for
right,
years
exactly.
and years after all of the others closed
and
down.
Then Family Videos looks like they're on their way out if they're not already out.
Yeah, that was a tough model. It is interesting how a business model can be so robust and almost infallible for a while, and then a few years go by, no longer exists. At any rate, moving on to other items in the news story. Trenton, you know the Keyline building,
sure.
which is at 17th and
Where Takechi Jewelry was.
Yeah.
I sold it one time.
I remember that. We did sell that, didn't we? That was at a previous company, right?
Yep, World Group.
Yeah, you had that listed.
We can say World Group.
And every time I drive by now that Takechi's jewelry store closed, but every time I drive by 17th and Harney, I always see that sign. It's almost kind of iconic. At any rate, developer plans to upgrade that building. Looks like a $6.8 million renovation project. Shamrock Development here in Omaha, which has done a lot of urban projects.
Our friend Mike Moylan.
Yeah, great stuff that he's done downtown and his colleagues. It's 61,000 square feet, 7-story buildings, and it looks like it's going to be small offices. And that would kind of be consistent with a lot of those buildings that are right within a block or two of the Douglas County, Omaha City Center, because a lot of attorneys like to have small offices within walking distance of the courthouse. And at any rate, that whole area of downtown we'll get kind of a little bit of a boost, I think, if this Keyline project goes through, and it went through planning board this week. Okay, moving right along, we also want to mention something out of Creighton University, the Mid-America Index. Dr. Ernie Goss does this at Creighton, and I'm looking at the press release that Creighton University just sent out. And it's technically called the Creighton University Mid-America Business Conditions Index, a leading economic indicator for a 9-state region that goes from as far north as Minnesota to down south in Arkansas. The area had revenue growth, was above growth neutral for 24 straight months, so that's good. But basically, we saw it sink a little bit. It's still a 60 on a score of 0 to 100. Anything above 50 is revenue positive, but it's fallen down from 60 in May. That was down from almost 66 in April. That was down from the month before. So we are seeing a trajectory, and if you look at a lot of other indicators, both locally, regionally, and nationally, it seems like some things are slowing down, and we do have some economic challenges upon us.
There's no question about it. We need to button down the hatches, and the head of J.P. Morgan Chase is kind of has a negative outlook about a hurricane coming, and we just don't know whether it's going to dissipate or pick up steam. So, figuratively, and
yeah, that hurricane was a metaphor that he used,
absolutely
saying that.
But we're just glad he doesn't think it's a tsunami yet, so that's good.
Well, that's good. But he did. In fact, they played his quote on KFAB Thursday morning, and he said something like, "It could be a mild hurricane or it could be an Andrew. We don't know, but a hurricane is coming nonetheless economically." And when Jamie Dimon says stuff like that, given his position, you tend to listen. Well, turning our sights back to the local marketplace, we have the latest on the future Warhorse Casino. Plans now call for a groundbreaking of that 67,000 square foot facility sometime this summer, with a planned opening next spring. That would be in Horseman's Park near 63rd and Q.
Are they still using the same building? And
yeah, it's going to be added onto, and then the existing building will be renovated. And so, yeah, I don't know how many times I'll set foot in a place.
Well, it's out of sight, out of mind, so it'll be very interesting to see if they can make 62nd and Q work.
63rd and Q, dude.
Yeah.
Remember the Funplex commercial?
72nd and Q, dude.
70th and Q, dude. Anyway, yeah, it's not like you can drive by and see it on the freeway like you can Harrah's or Ameristar or Horseshoe or anything like that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it does. Probably pretty well, though, because I think a lot of people are conditioned to already go there. Trenton, on a personal note, we wanted to share something that sad event in your family, but a lot of people who listen know the Magid family very well and would probably appreciate you sharing something right now.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. This time, and a lot of you know, a lot of you follow us on the show, and I talk about my family, and I talk about my mom, Carolyn Schimmel Magid, passed away last Saturday, a week ago, almost 87 years old. Very talented artist, great mother, had a great upbringing. She did a ton of artwork and was very well known for calligraphy for weddings and different events. But for one thing that most people can recognize is she did the logo many years ago for the Homie Inn on Saddle Creek.
Oh, she did that logo,
and she said she wanted them to pick another logo, but they liked that one, so that's the one they got from her. So farewell, Mom. I love you, and I appreciate all the well wishes on Facebook and letters and all that kind of stuff. But I'm at peace with it. She lived a long, full life, and even though I'm an orphan, I've got 2 brothers and a sister, and they're 11 kids, my nieces and nephews, and so I can't complain other than that.
Well, Trenton, I've known your mom for, getting close to 40 years, I suspect, and
yeah,
a lot of good memories with her. She was a person that if you spent time with her, you always had a good time, a lot of fun. So.
And you always know what she thought of you. She did not hold anything back, and I get some of those traits that people tell me.
Well, condolences to you and your family for the loss of Caroline.
Much appreciated.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.